Hello everybody and welcome back to Max Sports Entertainment. My name is Deepak Shankar, and here we have a recap of the more of the Women's T20 World Cup, India versus Bangladesh. And so India bounced back nicely after a tough loss to South Africa, and they win by 5 wickets with 19 balls left. So pretty clinical win, expected win, but obviously you can never take those for granted. And Bangladesh, they put up a good fight. They tried. They've battled really hard this tournament. Once again, it's been a great tournament all around. England in the semifinals, but there's a battle between West Indies and Sri Lanka. Although West Indies might pull through, where Sri Lanka have already played, I believe, all their matches already, and then West Indies have one more. And West Indies have a much higher net run rate. So unless they just get totally destroyed in the last game, I think it'll be tough for Sri Lanka to sort of bounce back from that situation. And so, yeah, I mean, West Indies, okay, they have one more game. Sri Lanka, they're done. So it'll be tough for them at that point. But then that's Group B, and then there's Group A. That's the group of death, obviously, with the big three: India, South Africa, Australia. We'll see how that plays out, where Australia are pretty much through and England are through, and then it's pretty much between West Indies, Sri Lanka, to a lesser extent, and also coming up on Sunday, it's going to be between India's going to be playing Australia to determine who gets that sort of who gets that second semifinal spot, or that one of the last semifinal spots between them and South Africa. And because Australia is already through, they're pretty much going to qualify. I mean, yeah, you look at Group A, they're at 8 points. India, South Africa, both at 6. India's higher net run rate, but they played the same amount of games. There's pretty much no chance at this point that Australia could, miss out on the semifinals. They're 2 points ahead, having also already played 4 games. So, and then in terms of the fixtures, Australia has one more, obviously, against India. India has one more against Australia, and then South Africa plays Bangladesh. So that should be a pretty routine win for them. A lot of good matches, good stories, great performances, etc. Haley Matthews and Shafali, Verma, Marzan Cap, unfortunately against India. For me personally, repping the women in blue, but things like that happen, so it is what it is. But but in terms of this match, so let's go. First off, Team India, let's go, baby, big bounce back. So that's what I'm talking about. It's pretty, like I said, routine win. Bangladesh put into bat first. India, first time in this tournament that they had to chase. Bangladesh, they had some good contributors. Juwaria Firdaus, Shobana Mostari, Nigara Sultana, and a couple others had some nice knocks in the 20s and 30s, but they didn't have that one great knock that could really take them over the top. India bowled really well. Fielding could have been better. A few drop catches, a couple of them not the easiest, but still chances at the professional level you want to take, and obviously that can come back to bite you against the better teams and against Australia, or if they make it farther than that. So definitely got to get that cleaned up. But the bowling, like I said, was fantastic. It was good to see Renuka Singh back into the side. Really made a big impact, 3 overs for 21 runs and 1 wicket. And then overall, just solid contributions from everybody. I mean, 3 wickets for Radha Yadav, only 7 economy. Nandini Sharma took a wicket, although she was on the expensive side. She was the only one who had an economy in the double digits among the 6 bowlers for India. But overall, the line and lengths were good. The consistency with length, and so it paid off, and they were able to restrict Bangladesh to just 136, and then Sri Charney 2 wickets. So Nandini Sharma continuing her great form, and so yeah, that was the first innings, and then the second innings pretty much was just dominated by Shafali Verma. She scored a half century, 53 off 34, 8 fours, and 1 6. Just hitting it to all parts of the ground, great shots, just very clinical in terms of both timing and power, and hitting on both the offside and leg side. And so, yeah, India has been pretty reliant to a big degree on the openers with Smriti Mandhana and Shafali Verma, where it's at least one of those two, if not both, have to play well for the most part for them to win, and if not, they're probably going to lose. So that is a little bit of a concern, but those two are such talented players. It's such a great opening combination. You got the left hand, right hand combination thing, and Shafali Verma more power, Smriti Mandhana more timing, and they both just have every shot in the book. So, yeah, it was, Smriti not her best innings, but she's a great player, and I'm sure she'll bounce back. And she's a big match player, so I'm sure she'll be ready to go come Sunday for a knockout game, in essence, against Australia. So, yeah, she only scored 8. Yastika Bhartia, really good power play batter. She had a nice contribution to in the match with 23 off 18, so nice sort of steadying force. Richa Ghosh, not her best innings, 10 off of 12 deliveries, just wasn't able to get the timing right, so not her best innings, but same thing with Smriti Mandhana for her. And you can say I'm a little bit biased because, you know, both play for RCB, but still, I just think they are both great players, and they'll show why come Sunday. That's just my opinion, and so we'll see how that plays out. And then Jemima Rodriguez played really well. That was good to see, sort of her getting back into form, and scoring 26 off 15, and 173 strike rate. So very clinical in that regard, and sort of providing a steadying and attacking force after a couple wickets fell at the top of the order. And so Harmanpreet Kaur, not out 13 off 14. Obviously, you know, her strike rate's never going to be, you know, the greatest, and that has been an issue with her at times. But I think with her, just as a captain, as just a steadying presence and being the leader in the team, I think that honestly is mostly her role. So, but I think she's another one too that she's done it in the past in ODI World Cups, and especially, and had some nice T20 World Cup knocks as well. That when called upon, and if there's a really tough start to the top of the order and quick wickets fall in succession early on, that she can steady the ship and play really well and carry India's batting throughout in big matches. So I think she'll have a big match on Sunday as well. I'm feeling confident. I know Australia's a great side, even with all the injuries they've had. That it's just next woman up. I mean, they just step up, and they're a great all-around, well-rounded side. They've obviously won the most ICC trophies and T20 World Cups, in particular in this format in this World Cup. So it'll be a big challenge, but you know, as I say, both in men's and women's cricket at this point, it's kind of mirror images of each other, where for the most part, for India to win a World Cup, you got to go through Australia. There's just no way around it. You can't avoid them. I mean, I think India in this past T20 World Cup on the men's side was able to, but I think that was more of an exception as opposed to the rule. But in general, you have to beat Australia in these big knockout type of matches to win a World Cup. So they did it in the ODI World Cup. They got at home in 2025 last year. Jemima Rodriguez and Harmanpreet with great innings, a great partnership, a historic chase that was a record chase, and it was great, led to India winning their first World Cup. So you know, we'll see if they can do it again come Sunday against Australia at Lord's. But yeah, we'll go from there, and it all comes down to that match. So we'll see if they can do it again, you know, upset the top dog in Australia in terms of getting through to the knockout stages, and obviously that would give them a lot of confidence for this match, having won this one, and taking things such as the better bowling and more contributions from the middle orders and other players in the top order as well, besides the openers. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out, and then go from there. But yeah, Bangladesh, it was just tough for them where I think they were just overmatched from the start. But it didn't help that they dropped Shafali twice, I believe, and once when she was on, I believe it was 5 or maybe 1. It was very early on in the innings, I remember. And it was a pretty easy chance to the wicketkeeper in terms of a slip from Shafali's bat, but then wicketkeeper dropped it. So just can't drop those types of chances if you want to win a game of this magnitude against a better team. But like I said, Bangladesh, in spite of all that, they did battle hard. Ritu Moni, 2 wickets, 7.25 economy. Rabea Khan, Naeed Akhtar both chipped in with 1 wicket. Maruf Akhtar, same. And so I think, Sanjid Akhtar Megla, I think not her best day at the office. 3 for 39 and no wickets. So I think that was the big difference in terms of India getting over the line and the Indian batters kind of attacking her. Like I said, pretty clinical win, and we'll see if those big match players, especially the batters, can show up against Australia, and the bowlers can do their thing. Hopefully Renuka plays as well, because it seems like the batting is very stabilized, but the bowling, it's been a lot of sort of tossing and turning, trying out different combinations. So I think the first 3 matches were the time to do that, but now you got to have your set playing 11 going forward against Australia, and then if we win that match, onwards as well. So that one should be a good match. It's always good between India and Australia. Obviously Elise Perry and Alana King and Talia McGrath and Georgia Vole. I mean, there are so many players for them that have been great for them over the years, and still playing at a really high level, especially someone like Elise Perry, in her mid-30s, still doing her thing as an all-rounder. So credit to her and to that team. But overall, I'm feeling confident. I think we can beat them. I think this combination of this playing 11 plays against Australia, I feel really good that we can beat them. Not just because we won today, but it was just how we won. I think the bowling was solid, and the batting has explosive capabilities that they have shown they can do in important matches against Australia. Most recently in the 2025 ODI World Cup, but then even in the 2017 ODI World Cup, showed that as well with the win in the World Cup semifinal against Australia, even though they weren't able to pull through and win against England in the final, unfortunately. But obviously, 2025, and they'll be looking for revenge because Australia knocked them out 2 years ago in the T20 World Cup in Dubai. So we'll see if they can get their revenge. I feel confident that they can. They have the team to do it. It's just about going out there, executing, controlling what you can control, and I really do believe that India will be in the Final Four. So like I said, we'll see how it plays out, but that's all I had. Appreciate you guys for listening. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, turn on post notifications, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.